the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. Welcome to another episode of Just My Opinion podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to hit the subscription button, notification bell, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? So, got some NBA news that's going on now. I reported to you guys early this week, I believe it was Monday, that the Dallas Mavericks were going to fire Nico Harris, and now all the dominoes are put in place. I believe that the Dallas Mavericks, they are in rebuild mode. They basically in rebuild mode. Cooper Flag, he's going through his rookie struggles. Kyrie Irving is injured. Anthony Davis is injured. Klay Thompson is struggling. So the players that you put money in and you invested in, you're not seeing a return in none of those players. You don't see any bright spots with any of those players. And you already fired Nico Harris. So basically you're saying to the world that you are starting over. You're going to rebuild around Cooper Flag. And that just says that the championship window is closed for the Dallas Mavericks. They still have Jason Kidd. I think Jason Kidd can is part of this rebuilding era. I believe that this rebuilding era is not going to take them 8 years to figure out. Obviously, they already played for the draft last year, and they're going to be playing for the draft this year. They're going to probably get a high value pick if they continue to, struggle as of right now. And they're probably finding landing spots uh, to the players that they do have. Similar to what the New York Jets did. New York Jets decided, you know what? We might as well just trade the good players that we have, you know, get draft picks, invest those draft picks, and we'll just be rebuilding now, maybe next year. And who knows, the New York Jets could possibly be a contender 2 years down the road. And that's pretty much the road that the Dallas Mavericks are taking. They done fired Nico, like I said. And now there's rumors that Anthony Davis will be traded as well. Now, one of the locations they are indicating is the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat do need a big man to pair next to Bam. I think that will be a great look for the Dallas Mavericks as well as the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, they can probably salvage something out of Anthony Davis. If you've been following my channel, I have always told you guys that uh, when it comes to Anthony Davis, he's very talented. But the one thing that you have to question, particularly with Anthony Davis, is his durability. He's not the most durable player. I don't think he has a lot of seasons where he played from start to finish. This started when he was with the New Orleans. Then he got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. He had one full season where he wasn't injured at all. He do have a championship, even though it was a shortened season, and with LeBron James, with COVID, and a lot of players didn't want to play in that season. They figured just scrap the season altogether. So he do has a championship. He do have some hardware. He's still talented. I do believe that the Miami Heat will entertain an offer of a trade. But what do the Miami Heat has to offer to the Dallas Mavericks? Okay, what do they have? They are very limited, and as far as draft picks go, obviously the Miami Heat is going to have to encourage another team to help them get Anthony Davis, be a three-team deal. That's still on the table. So you don't know. Now, that's the only landing spot I've heard that's got a connection with Anthony Davis. I'm pretty sure there are other teams, once they make it official saying that Anthony Davis is on the trading block, I'm pretty sure other teams are going to um, offer something. Obviously, the Dallas Mavericks want draft picks in return. A lot of draft picks for Anthony Davis. How many draft picks? That's up to the Dallas Mavericks. But at Anthony Davis at this state, you could probably get two draft picks for Anthony Davis. Okay. So that's my opinion. I could be totally wrong about that, but Anthony Davis, like I say, he's extremely talented. But the most important thing, particularly in today's NBA and particularly with professional sports, is availability. How available are you? And, he's injury prone. So you have to factor that in. And that really is a discount um, that teams are going to be looking at the Dallas Mavericks like, look, you're trading a player that you don't want and you haven't gotten any value out of. So why would you want 6 draft picks for Anthony Davis? So those are the discussions that they're going to have to talk about. And like I said earlier Monday, and I've said this even last year when they traded, when Nico traded Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers, I thought he could have gotten far more for Luka. He gave the Lakers a sweetheart deal, and the only thing the Lakers gave up in return was Anthony Davis, and we all knew Anthony Davis record and his injury prone and things of that nature. He has had a few games with the Dallas Mavericks that are impressive, but you can clearly tell he's kind of homesick. He really wants to go back to La La Land. I don't see anything out there that suggests that um, they're trading Anthony Davis back to the Los Angeles Lakers because the Los Angeles Lakers don't really have anything. When you look at the Clippers, they really don't have anything as well. Maybe they can swing a deal with Sacramento or the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors is a high possibility. Maybe they trade Anthony Davis and the Golden State Warriors trade Kuminga to the Dallas Mavericks. Even though the Dallas Mavericks are, that's a player. I'm pretty sure they won't draft picks, but you have to get into where you can fit in. All right. Now, that's not the only player that's in trading rumor news. There's Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson has been struggling ever since he got to Dallas. He had some bright spots, but let's just face facts, face reality. Klay Thompson is a system type player. He fits well with the system that they had with Golden State, with the Splash Brothers, when you spread all those shooters around. However, when you put him on a team and you desperately seeking Susan need him to shoot the ball, he's going to struggle because he doesn't have the ability to spread it around, to spread the wealth so he can get into the mix. Okay, I think he fits better with Steph Curry. And ever since he left, he got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, it just hasn't been a good look for Klay Thompson. Now, a lot of people are blaming Klay Thompson's performance and his struggles on his new girlfriend, Meg Thee Stallion, and I think that's laughable. I think that's ridiculous. Thanks for the thumbs up. Meg Thee Stallion, he was struggling before Meg Thee Stallion. Hey, how you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're having a great, productive morning. I really do appreciate you with the thumbs up. Okay. So, a lot of people are pointing the blame at Meg Thee Stallion, but, Klay Thompson was struggling even before he started messing around with Meg Thee Stallion. And Klay Thompson, he has injured, he's been injured as well. Been injured twice in one leg. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, channel? I really do appreciate y'all with the thumbs up. I really do appreciate y'all with the support. Just keep it going, keep it up. Okay. I do see you in the comment section. Okay. So so Klay Thompson, there's trade rumors around Klay Thompson. Now, one of the places that people think that Klay Thompson could possibly go to is the Los Angeles Lakers. But what do the Los Angeles Lakers have to offer? What I think you're saying, what are you doing? Just shooting shop talk about the NBA and about Anthony Davis possibly being traded away from the Dallas Mavericks. You can start from the beginning if you like. So yeah, people are talking about Klay Thompson maybe going back to La La Land, but let's just face facts and face reality. Los Angeles Lakers really don't have anything enticing for the Dallas Mavericks, and they'll probably be just giving Klay Thompson away, letting him go to the Dallas Mavericks. So That's a possibility. They could just respect his wishes and send him to send Klay Thompson to the Los Angeles Lakers. In return, Los Angeles gives them something. Okay, something is better than nothing. Okay, and you can't um question and answer sticker. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Question and answer sticker. Well, oh, okay. It's not telling me what's the question, what's the answer. Okay. So I just saw something flashed on my screen. So yeah, Klay Thompson is struggling. And the Dallas Mavericks can't go to the table and say, hey, we're sending you guys a superstar that's highly productive, that was highly productive to us. So we're sending you somebody. In return, you should send us something in return. Um, the negotiation with the Dallas Mavericks with Klay Thompson is whatever you can get out of Klay Thompson, something is better than nothing. And that's pretty much the same type of attitude you're going to have with Anthony Davis. Okay. I think Anthony Davis' best years are behind him. I'm not saying that Anthony Davis is outside his prime, but he's getting close to that point. But whatever you can get out of Anthony Davis, that's what you can get out of Anthony Davis. And Klay Thompson is pretty much in the same boat, probably worse. Okay. So those are two players that's on the trading block. Now I haven't really heard anything about Kyrie Irving, but one have to ask themselves, if you're trading Klay Thompson and you're trading Anthony Davis, what is the importance of having Kyrie Irving on this roster? Obviously, Kyrie Irving is not going to be part of the rebuilding. You're going to rebuild around Cooper Flag. So what is the importance of having Klay Thompson still on your roster? So Kyrie Irving on your roster. So I'm assuming Kyrie Irving, if I think he's going to play this year whenever he comes back. But then next year you're going to start hearing them trading rumors around him as well. And look, I think Kyrie Irving, you've been following this channel, I'm not a big fan of Kyrie Irving, the decisions that he had made. I think he has, I say this the same thing about Kevin Durant. I think these two players have screwed up their prime years just to be right. Kevin Durant, he could have stayed with the Golden State Warriors and could have been in contention for more titles, but he wanted to show the Golden State Warriors that he's more important than the Golden State Warriors. He went to Brooklyn, and we all know how that turned out. With Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, he could have stayed in Cleveland, but I understood the assignment. Hold up. This message is held for review. There's three messages that are held for review. So I'll look at those messages. I don't think I should look at any of those messages. If they're held for review, obviously those messages is spam or got some weird website or whatever. Okay. So we're gonna disregard those. All right. So yeah. If you look at oh man, I done lost my train of thought. We were talking about Kyrie Irving. Oh yeah, Kyrie Irving, in his career, he said he wanted to be the man. He didn't want to play with someone that everyone assumed that he's the man in LeBron James. So, and he also wanted to get ahead of the curve because I'm pretty sure LeBron James, if he would have hung around a little bit longer, LeBron James would have dangled him and sent him traded to another team. So he wanted to control his destiny. He went to Boston. I thought that was going to be a good career move for Kyrie Irving. He's going there. You got Brown. You got Tatum. You got a young, robust roster. The sky's the limit, right? And they won a title even without Kyrie Irving. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I read your comment. So he effed that up and decided, you know what? I don't think Boston is the place. Let me join up like Voltron with Kevin Durant, and we go to the Brooklyn Nets. And ever since they went to the Brooklyn Nets, they have devalued their reputation, and they also devalue and they also delayed a lot of their prime years just to be proven right that they are the man. They're not a they're not a bus rider, they're a bus driver. And to me, Kyrie Irving should just stayed in his lane. Kevin Durant should have stayed in his lane. And if Kyrie Irving would have just stayed in Boston, he would be enjoying a title, another title with the Boston Celtics. Um, if Kevin Durant would have stayed with the Golden State Warriors, definitely he would have won a title, maybe more with the Golden State Warriors. But these two guys wanted to be proven right, okay? That they're more important than the Golden State Warriors and LeBron James combined, all right? And now, you look at the situation right now. Kyrie Irving is with the Dallas Mavericks, and that doesn't look very good. It doesn't look like they're going to be contending anytime soon. And if you look at Kevin Durant, even though he got out of Brooklyn, he went from one disaster to another disaster. He went to the Phoenix Suns, and he wanted to be the big man on campus. He wanted the ownership to invest in players he believed in. And guess what happened to the Phoenix Suns? Now they're starting over. Okay, so they did nothing with Kevin Durant as well as the talent that they had with the Phoenix Suns, and now he's with the Houston Rockets. Um, the Houston Rockets, they gave up some pieces, but not extreme important pieces. Um, and thus far, the Rockets look very good, but they understand the assignment. They know in order for this team to contend, they're going to have to keep a portion of that young talent on the roster. And I feel like and they're playing a long-term game. Kevin Durant with that young roster, who knows? They may be coming out of the West. Okay, but the West is extremely tight, and is extremely competitive, more competitive than the East. But yeah, these guys wanted to be the man, and the decisions thus far are not looking good. Okay, more so with Kyrie Irving. So you have to ask yourself, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, why would you continue to have Kyrie Irving on your roster if you're rebuilding? I don't think Kyrie Irving's going to get traded this year, but I do feel like he's going to be traded in the offseason, or possibly early or next trade deadline next season. It is what it is. The Dallas Mavericks experimented, but I felt like they had players that, if you look at their history, they have been injury prone. Kyrie Irving has missed a lot of games. He's been injury prone. Klay Thompson, numerous injuries, particularly on one side of the leg, missed games. He's injury prone. And Anthony Davis has definitely been injury prone. I think he only had like 2 full seasons where he played from start to finish, I believe. And they bet on black, they bet on these players, and they were willing to gamble, thinking that, hey, these players, when they come to Dallas, they're going to be available and they're not going to be no longer injury prone. And there's a reason why the teams that had these players got rid of these players. Okay, so you have to factor that in, and some of that is Nico Harris. Now I do feel like with the Luka trade, that was more so of ownership. I think ownership did not want to pay him a supermax contract, and you're not getting the supermax out of Luka, because at that state of the game, Luka would come in when he wants to, come in overweight if he wants to, and wasn't taking the necessary steps to be that guy, to be one of those ones with a supermax contract, taking his craft seriously, adding more weapons to the arsenal of weapons that he had. Probably, and I think the only thing Luka struggles with is defense. I feel like it's with defense, it's not a talent issue, it's not a skill issue. It's, do you want to play defense? And I felt like maybe Jason Kidd can bring somebody in there and probably train with Luka and get Luka enamored with defense, maybe he would defend a little better. But right now, Luka can't even defend a chair standing in a restaurant. He just can't. And LeBron can't either. And the reason why I give LeBron a pass, he's older than Luka. So you have to factor that in. But Luka is still in his prime, can't play a lick of defense. I would not have given him the Supermax contract. I would be trading him as well. But I'm not trading him for Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis could be part of the package, but I'm not trading because they basically essentially traded Luka for Anthony Davis straight up. Okay. I understand that that ownership was looking at, well, we can contend now if we have a big man, and that's the only big hole they had on their roster at that time. So you got Anthony Davis, and you still got a big hole in your roster because Anthony Davis is is rarely available. Okay, so yeah, those are things that they're going to have to work on. Those are the trade rumors that I have heard. Kaminga is going to, is going to get his blessing. Okay, I think there's a trade on the horizon for Kaminga. If you look at if you look at all the moving pieces and all the moving parts with Dallas, definitely there's a trade on the horizon. I feel like out of those three guys we just mentioned, I think the Dallas Mavericks is going to get rid of one of those two guys, and I think it's going to be Anthony Davis. They're going to be stuck with Klay Thompson because they're going to have to go in the lab and figure this thing out, how to make Klay Thompson a piece for other teams to desire. Okay. And with Kyrie Irving, even when he comes back, they're gonna take it very slow with him. They don't want him to re-injure nothing. And hopefully he can string together some good games where when they do think about trading him, they'll say, look what he done since he came back from being injured. He's done this, that, and the third. And maybe that would entice people to get Kyrie Irving. So yeah, that's what's going on in the news, guys. I'm up out of here. I really do appreciate the likes. Really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate the subscribers. I really do appreciate everyone coming in, checking out the live stream. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Y'all have a great, safe Friday. Have a great, safe weekend. Anything goes down, of course, I'm going to go live with it. Okay. Check out my other lives. Nico being fired. And I forgot what and I did another live, and I even talked about Stephen A. Smith, the beef between Stephen A. Smith. I think that was yesterday. Stephen A. Smith and Michelle Beadle. Okay. So yeah, I'm up out of here.